The DA's office hears you, and they don't care what you think. For months, we've been telling you to call the DA's office and tell them to dismiss the charges against Justin Freeman in the Home Depot case. And you've answered in droves. On July 2nd, Assistant DA Suzanne Boykin, the unelected bureaucrat prosecuting Freeman's case, met with Freeman's lawyer Brock Johnson to discuss. I met with Johnson, and he said that Boykin has received your calls and emails, and that she has watched the news with Mr. Pipsqueak. A handful of protesters gathered outside while the lawyers met in hopes that Boykin would do the right thing.
I think it's a blatant issue of police retaliation, as seen here. And I don't think if it goes to trial that anything will stand, so I think it would be foolishness to continue pursuing it.
But in the end, they were disappointed. Boykin said she would not drop a single charge. Boykin still insists that this is an attempt to back a truck over a police officer, despite the fact that every person of sound mind could see otherwise. She knows just as well as you do that this charge is false, but she is intentionally bringing it anyway. Why? Because she knows that if Freeman didn't attempt to back his truck over Nelson, then there's no probable cause for the stop, and if there's no probable cause for the stop, then Freeman had a right to resist, and everything else falls apart. And then the county would have to pay for their own foolish decisions. Foolish decisions like keeping Nelson on the force, and attacking political opponents, and intentionally crashing police cars, and beating up innocent people. As always, government workers won't take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they're making the conscious decision to put a man whom they know to be innocent in prison for life. And that's dangerous. Founding Father John Adams famously said, "If innocence itself is brought to the bar and condemned, then the citizen will say, whether I do good or whether I do evil is immaterial. For innocence itself is no protection, and if such an idea as that were to take hold in the mind of the citizen, that would be the end of security whatsoever." With this decision, Suzanne Boykin has declared that in Stephens County, it is literally open season for police to hunt, capture, or even kill any political dissenters. That there will be absolutely no accountability for anyone in the government, that your innocence is no excuse, and that no amount of peaceful speech or appeals to reason will correct the problem.
If you want more updates on the case or you want to help out, subscribe to this channel and also join the Justin Freeman is Innocent Facebook group.